Her name is Joy. She makes the most beautiful, incredible artwork. And she, with watching her do her work, she reminds me that there's no right or wrong or perfect way to create art. You just give your all. And she gives her all, and it just shows. And I would just, love to have her share some words of wisdom right before we leave this beautiful space. So everybody, this is Joy, and this is Joy's art. She placed some of her artwork right in front if you would like to come see.
She's funny. I'm none of those things that she just said. I just make art. All right. I don't even know what I'm doing up here, but I just want to let every single one of you know that the reason why you're here today, the reason why you're moving the way you are, why you dress the way you dress, why everything just goes. It like sometimes you worry, but then somehow you just trust that little voice. Yes, that little voice is the voice of God. And we all have the ability, and we all hear him. For her to say all those things that she just said about me is simply because of him, and simply because I hear him and I do what he tells me to do. I do things that I don't know what I'm doing. About 99% of the time. My husband, I call myself an artist. My husband calls me a bullshit artist. But they're the same. And he doesn't understand that they're the same. Because that is life. And that is how we all must approach life. You have to approach life like you don't know what's going on, but just accept and receive. And yes, there will be problems. But when they come, you accept that that is also part of life. And once you do that, that's it. And that is knowing God. That is knowing yourself. And when I say we have the ability to hear God, I'm not just saying in the Bible, that the cloud opened and this one thunder voice came down. I thought that's what it was. I really did. And then one day I'm walking and I'm about to cross the street and the lady stopped at the stop sign. And we all hear that, be nice, smile at that person, say hi. So I hear the voice, hey, wave at her, she just stopped for you. It's nothing, it's common courtesy to stop and wave at someone when they stop, And I just said, at first I was like, she just stopped. And I was like, whatever. And as I raised my hand and my face to wave, a car hit her. And if I didn't, at that very moment, raise my eyes from my phone and raise my hand to wave, being obedient to the voice that told me, raise and said, thank you, I wouldn't have seen that car hit her, and she would have launched. The lady ran out her car to come check on me before anything, because that's how I'm walking right past her. So if I didn't raise my hand and see that car hit and jump out the way, she definitely would have hit me, and I would have been laid on the ground waiting for an ambulance, and that would have been a whole other story. But fortunately, I did hear that voice. So I said, okay, whatever that voice that was, that just saved my life. So I need to tune in. And I started tuning in. And then 3 years later, this painting of mine is gonna be in an art exhibit in New Jersey, in a little art school. And she called me an artist. I'm living a dream that I never had. I was at a point in my life, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't struggling, even though I did have. It's something when you're struggling and you don't know when you're struggling. It's something when you're happy in your struggle. And there's some people that are like that. It's like you're living a tough life, but you don't even realize. Like you have nothing, but you're happy with nothing. So it's okay. But I didn't realize that. But I knew I was made for something else. But I was okay. I was comfortable with life. But that voice led me to something else. It led me to art. And I paint. Like when I'm telling you, again, that voice. I was sleeping, had a dream. In my dream, I'm the youngest of 11 children. I'm talking to my brothers and sisters in my dream, and I'm getting dressed. It's so crazy when you have your visions. And at the end, I was like, oh, I told my sisters, how do I look for my interview? I was going to a TV interview, and I was going to a TV interview in my dream for being an artist. And my sister said, "Isn't that funny that you're an artist?" Because that is funny. And I said, "Isn't it?" And we all laughed. And then when I got up from that dream, I was like, "Artist?" And again, I heard that little voice. "You're going to be an artist." I was like, "An artist? I don't even know how to draw. How am I gonna be an artist?" Like the idea of putting paint on